In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast. Another Friday, boys. In a circle. Drinks in our hand. Long cylindrical things coming from our mouths to our hands. Again, Johnny boy, what are we about to do?
We're about to masturbate, boys.
You damn right. It's time for a Freedom Friends Master Debate, solving the world's problems, one mediocre topic at a time. It's brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use the code FTFO, screw yourself that sweet 15% off. And the rest of our sponsors are in the comments. Justin, what you got for us this week?
So
All right.
I heard that Cardi B only raps when she's on her period.
Oh, yeah?
That's why she has such a mean flow. God.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. That's a heavy flow day, dog.
I love that we just recorded for like 2 hours and you've been sitting on that just waiting.
He has.
I know.
He has. He definitely has. Yeah. What you got for us, Justin? Jesus.
I don't know if I can follow that.
Pretty sure you can. Pretty sure you can follow a period joke.
You can't. It's got a period.
I was waiting for it. I was like, set him up.
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
This one comes from Cerberus. What one item, if removed overnight, would cause the most chaos in our society?
Tampon.
God
You know
damn.
what?
You want to know what?
I'm putting cell phones as a close second.
Whatever I was about to say, I think I changed my answer because in retrospect, you might not be wrong.
Just imagine if like tomorrow,
Just
like-
Tampax shut down.
no, you go to the store and there's nothing on the shelf. Like,
Oh, I meant physically.
yeah, me too.
I could thrive, I think.
I think I'd be all right.
Oh, no, I meant like in the middle of the night, you just reach over and just fucking pull the string and just fucking. I misheard that question. I thought it was like if you're going to move one item overnight.
Remove.
Well,
Like one single item.
That's it. You're just, in the middle of the night, you just reach over. Like, okay, what's next?
I was going to say the internet, but all right. It's like, Jesus.
I think you keep the internet, but you get rid of cell phones.
I'm more excited about the fact that I got to follow two.
No,
period
the other way
tampon
around.
Joke. Like that.
But
Get rid of the internet, keep cell phones. That way you can still call people.
well, so before cell phones, because you knew what before cell phone, we all know what
Yeah.
before cell phones were. We survived. Everything was fine.
Yeah, it was
The
great.
world didn't end. But if you get rid of internet and you still have a cell phone, what the fuck's the use of this thing? I don't need to talk
Just
to
to
anybody.
call
I'll go
people.
home and call
To
you.
call people. That's the
But I'll
only
go home
Yeah,
and
yeah.
call you.
Yeah.
Why do I need to call you between my house and my work?
Because do you have a landline at your house?
But if I didn't have a cell phone, I would.
Okay.
But this is an overnight thing. This just
Well, I'd have to go get a fucking landline then.
Yeah,
That's gay.
that is gay.
But at least I got the internet.
Well, I would say one thing that would disrupt society the most is if you got rid of vehicles.
that would change so much.
Dude, I listened to, I want to say, I think it was a Rogan podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson where he talked about in the span of 30 years, we completely transitioned from using horses, an entire industry of horses and shit,
Yeah.
to vehicles.
So
And before that, we're talking about millennia of using horses.
I saw I saw a funny meme.
Let's dwell on this for a second.
But like 30 years time, an entire industry though just stopped existing.
So say there's
TGI Fridays.
no vehicles were ever invented.
Horses.
I thought we were talking about TJ Friday.
Say no vehicles were ever invented.
Bennigan's.
And it was just horse carriages
Okay.
that evolved till now.
Well, that'd be fun.
What would your horse carriage look like?
Well,
Tank tracks.
Like lane sensing?
well, no, you have to have that on the horses.
Right.
Pretty sure most horses are lane sensing.
On their own. It's a
Yeah.
built-in feature.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Comes
Yep.
standard.
They also have 4-wheel drive. All of them come standard with it.
And 1 horsepower.
I know, it's crazy. I saw this funny meme and it was talking about what we're talking about right now. And it was back in the day, poor people had horses and rich people had vehicles, automobiles. And today, poor people have automobiles and rich people have horses.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. That's real fucking true.
But
Goddamn.
the funny thing is the horsepower thing still scales all the way back. So if
Mhm.
you go all the way back to when there was no cars, the really wealthy had more horsepower
They
than
did.
now. And if you come all the way forward to now, the people with a whole lot of money can afford a whole lot of horsepower.
And a different vehicle.
And it's
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true.
all still works.
Huh.
So do you guys think cell phones would make more of a disruption, or getting rid of automobiles would make a more of a disruption?
I think
Automobiles. No. I'm going to go with cell phone. We'd figure out another mode of transport.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, you could not shut down communication.
The wheel's
It would ruin the
at
fucking
that point, the wheel is already invented.
You're just
So it's
saying-
just a matter of time before somebody figures out something else besides horsepower.
Yeah.
We might have just went from, okay, we have horses now. Like, oh, we have an electric vehicle.
You're saying it's all the Spanish fault?
Well,
like,
no, but like,
vehicle,
I blame them.
electric.
but would you classify a buggy,
I would say
a horse-drawn buggy, as a vehicle?
Motorized.
Okay. So the combustion engine.
A horse is a vehicle.
Motorized, like motors and engines, is in my brain.
Yeah.
We'd figure something else out. We'd have like weird like land kite sail things.
One wheels.
We still have airplanes.
Everybody's going
Yeah.
on one wheels.
Everybody
Well,
had an airplane.
And you still have motorcycles.
I mean, ships were still large modes of transport that used.
Does
a
your
single wind. There was
motorcycle
no
not
engine,
have
no
an
nothing.
engine or a motor?
But it's not an automobile.
I didn't say automobile. I
It-
said
it is-
vehicle.
It's mobile automatically.
Well, so we're getting rid of all vehicles.
He's saying anything with an engine
Yeah.
Like combustion engine.
Okay.
or electric
or
motor.
electric, no engines.
Okay.
That doesn't kill like the bicycle.
Right.
It doesn't kill. I mean,
But it
sailing
kills
ships-
everything else.
Yeah.
Sailing ships
That-
were still a thing. Like we still.
But that would be
traverse-
considered a vehicle.
He didn't say vehicle. He's saying
I did say vehicle, but I clarified.
He's redacting and saying
Hmm.
anything with an
Redacted.
engine. So sailing ships were still. I mean, we still traversed the world with
like you would have to walk to HEB.
But how would HEB get the produce? How would HEB get their supply?
We'd still end up with horses.
It would be a
and
problem.
all that kind of stuff.
We would have to.
It would slow things down. It wouldn't have near the impact if all of a sudden the world just couldn't talk.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, I got another one.
What is it?
What would happen? Let's confine this to the United States for the sake of this conversation. If you got rid of all Democrats or you got rid of all Republicans.
Well,
They'd
then
find a way to fuck it up.
you'd either be Europe or you'd be Argentina.
God damn, when you're right, you're right, sir. Son of a bitch.
I mean, that's
No notes. No notes.
Yeah. Fucking nailed it.
No, just picture both without vehicles.
I just figured, you know what crossed my mind?
So
when
Argentina.
you know what crossed my mind when I said that? Or when you said that is like, I wonder how much tickets to Argentina are. That's literally what I thought. Like,
Honestly, I'd rather go to Europe.
Yeah. I'm going to have to. Yeah.
Argentina isn't looking too great right now.
Did you see the adjustment of the tax bracket?
In Argentina?
No, here.
No.
Oh, no.
Just in the tax bracket next year.
To what?
Are you,
We're all
is
still
this,
fucked.
is this a fucking dad
It's not.
joke?
Being
Okay.
totally
I thought you were about
I
to
won't
dad
put that
joke me.
in. No, we're all still fucked.
But they're not changing any taxes if you make less than $400,000 a year.
It's going down unless you have a job better than Barnes and Noble. Like I don't like if you.
So you make more than $400,000 a year at Barnes and Noble?
Oh no, it's affecting everything. So now like
But President Biden said,
no, well, it's okay. We can go on what president said.
They're changing it next year
Supposedly
during an election
they're
year.
changing the bracket. Well, to reduce the taxes on most people.
Oh, to reduce. Huh?
It's a reduction
Oh.
of it's a reduction of federal income tax. So now it's saying like if you make, I think it was between $36,000 and $78,000 a year, you're only going to pay an effective federal tax rate of 12%.
oh, so the government's saving like $876.
Right. So
Because half those fucking people, they get a refund.
don't pay tax anyways. So there it is. 12%. So it's yeah. So that's the adjustment. This is doing the math. What you'd actually pay.
Huh.
But it's 12% effective tax rate. And then no.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
God damn.
Yep. So we're not going to call anybody out, but everybody, there you go. You can look at the window you exist in, and you know exactly how much you're
There
gonna
goes
pay.
Jazz calling me a
10%,
poor.
Jesus.
There goes Jazz calling me a poor again. I don't pay fucking taxes. My fucking retirement's tax free.
You unemployed fuck.
I'm going to go ahead and say it on the air, IRS. I want you to listen very closely. I pay 12%. You listening, IRS? Everybody heard me, right? I'm in the 12% tax bracket.
That's bullshit.
Fuck, man.
Scroll down.
There you
It's
go.
a married
Haley
married
alone.
right there.
Here's the married filing
There
jointly.
we go. That's better.
Oh, married filing jointly.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where it actually opens up. The 23 to 94,000, you pay 12%. And then it gets exponentially worse.
all right. Maybe I won't get a job.
Like, how does it go from like, okay, you're at 10%, you're at 12%,
To
you're at 22%.
Yeah.
That awesome?
I tell you what, you hit that extra $1.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You made 94,301.
Yeah, that's the
Fuck
worst
you.
dollar you ever made.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
Somebody's going to be donating $5 next year.
And then the shitty part, when you look at it from a business owner standpoint, right?
Oh, with our tax structure?
Well, but
Yeah.
but so when the money's getting taken out of your paycheck, the company also pays that same amount
Yep.
extra.
Yeah.
So let's say your paycheck, they take $500 out of it. That
Yep.
company every month pays
An extra $500.
an extra. So it's $1,000 for that company.
Yep.
So
That's
these
how you
tax
do the
rates,
math. If
Look
you
at
bring
the if you make 731,000 or more,
37%.
if you're married,
Plus-
100 grand. That's if you're
plus-
married. Go up.
plus 200 grand, 37%
Plus
200
30%
grand.
anything over the 731. Look at that. That's if
Let's
you
just
single
do,
right
let
there.
me do a little math here.
Justin, can you text me this website, please? Oh, it's Nerd Wallet. Never mind.
Yeah, I can send it to you.
but if you're single, you're fucked.
If you're married, you're fucked.
Dude, this is
You're not
fucked,
but-
man.
You're only getting half fucked. The wife's doing the other half.
Where do they think the fucking middle class is? Where do they like?
Look,
The $0 to $11,600.
That's what they think the middle class is.
if you make $760,000, you get to keep 334,000 of it.
Yippee.
So why would you not just try to scroll back down? Or there you go. So why would you not just try to make
This is why
the 380,000?
this is why people that are making even more money are the ones that can explain. So you are you, but you have nothing, and everything goes to an LLC, and that LLC is owned by a C corp, and that C corp is managed by a trust. Because by the time I pass all that shit all the way out, nobody made anything.
But the good
You
part
as a
is,
person made fucking nothing, and then you leverage everything else. This is why. This is fucking why. Like, I'm going to tell you right now. In 2024, I'm going to tell you right now, I lost money. I'm already going to tell you. The year hasn't started. I lost.
I appreciate having this conversation right
This
now,
is fucked,
right?
man.
Because the reason that I say this is the people that are pushing for the change of tax think that the rich owe more money than they pay. Right? How can you make that much money and you're only paying this much in tax?
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's four dudes sitting at this table.
Hold
They
on,
ain't fucking rich.
hold on. The reason why is what Jazz just explained.
Yeah.
Okay. The tax laws in this country are probably tens of thousands of pages deep.
And it is literally,
And
it
they
is a
use an
lack of
accountant.
knowledge.
They use an accountant that understands those tens of thousands of pages that allow them to structure their companies and businesses and LLCs in a way that they pay the least amount of taxes legally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So by changing these tax rates, it does not change what they do.
Nothing. You're just
It does not
punishing.
change the business structures of the LLCs and the shell companies
The
that
number
are all
one
set up.
thing that's
You're
going to get
only
paid on
punishing the fucking
You're
working.
only punishing that dude who has one job and no businesses and doesn't know how to read tax law. The 90% of the United States.
The
Yeah.
only thing that's going to happen with that is that the bulk of Americans fall, if you looked at that tax rate, between 22 and 24%, which was like $47,000 a year to like $240,000 a year. That's going to be the bulk of America right there. And they are going to carry, and they're going to pay every dime of that. maybe they went to their company Christmas party and they're given to fucking Toys for Tots and did a silent auction. And
Yeah, so you get
I want
$1,000
this
in write-offs. Cool.
I did $1,000 and that's going to be my tax write-off. Maybe most families, that's going to be about where they're at. I'm not talking about business owners, people that run outside groups, side hustle people with investments, property developers.
I'm writing off that gun I bought this weekend.
Absolutely. So, but I'm not counting about any of that. I'm talking about salaried motherfuckers. Most of them are going to fall somewhere in there. Some intro guy to some sort of mid-management senior guy. That's your tax bracket. They're going to pay every cent to that. Above that, you have people that you're going to run into business, even semi-successful business owners, people with job, retirement, wife also works, your situation. Like you're going to run into that where now you're talking about 34, 35, 37% tax liability. Those motherfuckers at the end of the year don't use TurboTax. They hire an accountant and that person handles their shit and they find everything. They push money over here. Hey, you spent all of this here.
Hey, you need to go buy something.
You need to go buy something now. Like, da-da-da-da-da. They're going to fix it all and they're going to be on the hook for 10%.
Yeah.
The people that are going to take the burden, it's going to be 40% of our tax revenue are going to be also the number one people that are relied on to inject money into the economy, because the ones that are able to fix their taxes, their money is going into making more money. They're not spending that back into the economy, not the daily wear shit.
But it's funny.
It's not the one that's carrying it.
If you sell an investment and you reinvest it, it's called a 1031 exchange and you don't pay any taxes on it. And then if you hold that investment for a minimum of 2 years, you don't get taxed on those gains. You only get taxed on the gains after.
Just like any family.
But that is tax law.
Yep.
That is not like, oh, I found a fucking loophole. Like, no, it's very clear cut. Like they made a program called a 1031 exchange.
Any family that you have that is going to pass or is looking to sell their house because they're trying to get out from underneath their mortgage, or they have the house outright and are willing just to give it to a family member, do not take that house. Go and get a family trust built.
Yep.
And put all of the revenue from anything, from any death benefits or whatever, or the house, and put it underneath the management of the trust. As long as it's in the trust and you do not sell those assets, the trust cannot make money. It's just a holding shell. Now you can draw from the trust, and as long as that is immediately reinvested into something else, which is what you should do with inheritance, you shouldn't buy toys. Take your inheritance, buy property, put it into bonds, put it into whatever the fuck. You can take all those death benefits, immediately reinvest them, leave the property in the trust, and it never gets taxed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is all income.
Mm-hmm.
And you get taxed plus death benefit tax on top of that.
Yep.
I think
that one's free.
I think the most basic tax thing that most Americans don't actually understand is that when you get a refund, when you file your taxes and you get a refund, right? You're not getting money back per se.
It's your money. That was
you
borrowed.
overpaid.
Yeah.
The government invested it, made interest off your money, and then gave it back to you once you told them, hey, I overpaid you
and kept
you owe me
interest.
this. They give you, oh, here's your $1,200 back. But by the way, I just made probably another $1,000 on my investment of your total.
So the smarter
tax
thing
payment.
to do is actually
No, Ukraine made that $1,000.
Somebody did, but it wasn't me.
the smarter thing to do is actually elect for no deductions.
And then you pay
Take
your
no
taxes at the
deductions.
end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Get your check, take the money, and put that into something interest bearing, but you don't have access to. Find somebody that you almost never talk to and make them be the signing partner on the account. Something where you have to work at it to fucking go get that money. And pay that account what you think your tax amount is going to be. And then at the end of the year, go to your taxes, take your deductions, reduce your mileage, everything that you can do to reduce whatever the fuck value that you have. But now you have this account over here that will pay that tax bill. You will pay less overall.
You're also accruing your own interest.
And you're accruing your own interest instead of letting somebody else make money on your money. And that's for, I don't give a fuck what tax bracket you're in. It's your first job and you're fucking slinging burgers. First off, you can't get taxed under 18. That's why high school kids with jobs love their tax return, because they're like, I made all this money. I'm like, nope, you earned that in the first place and then they took it from you.
Yeah. You gave it to them
and they just gave it back.
Yeah. Now,
they invested it and then they gave it back.
Don't be stupid. Like don't pay into your SSA and don't cover your Medicare and Medicaid, because then when you're older and you want to pull those benefits, but you have no account.
Yeah, there's
you
that.
Fucked yourself. So, because by the way, you can pull Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare even if you have all your own private shit. Like,
And
if you're like us and you're self-employed and your only option is like a SEP retirement fund so that you can invest in it, shit like that. You have your retirement, but then like your wife's 401k, like all that kind of shit.
I have my 401ks.
Your
as well.
401k,
I have a
stuff
bunch
like
of
that.
those. I have 3 of them.
my retirement plan is to work
Before.
until I have enough money where I don't have to work.
There you go. But that's
My
your
retirement plan is-
that's when you want to. That's when
Waiting
you
on
want
Haley
to
to make a number.
But as long as you're still paying SSI, when you hit 65, you can still pull it.
What the fuck do I do between now and 65
Fuck around, dude. Find out.
with no money?
You also have to assume that you're making it to 65.
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, now
There's no
it's a
fucking
lot
way.
closer now than it was in my younger years. So it's
What was
it's
it like
getting
your
more
first time
real.
around 65? Like,
It was pre-Social Security. So
oh,
It was pre-New Deal. Got it.
He just got the smallpox blankets.
yeah. So look, it's not much of a debate topic, but I highly recommend do not trust that they're handling it right. And to be honest with you, shift your mindset on the IRS. Stop fearing that you're going to get called by the IRS and start trying to figure out how to fuck them. They're not supposed to be here anyways.
Yeah. Temporary fucking solution to a fucking problem.
So they're not
Suck
supposed to be here
around.
anyways. So figure out how to fuck them. If we can figure out, out of all of the other fucking suicide awareness and, oh my God, titties have cancer, we get it. We got it. We're good.
But that,
Everybody's
and
aware.
like,
The campaign I want to fucking see now is tax law awareness. It's
So,
like, there's
but
the
now,
campaign I
for
can
real,
fucking
dude.
get behind.
here, but
God,
here's,
I'll do those push-ups.
here's some
fucking A.
here's some real knowledge for listeners, though. Right. So we use an accountant for business taxes. I also use an accountant for personal taxes.
Yep.
And they're 2 separate bills, right? Obviously, the business tax bill for the accountant is a lot more than my personal because there's a lot more that goes into it,
Yeah.
right? My personal tax liability with my accountant is between $250 and $400 a year,
Worth it.
right? That is the best money I've ever invested in. And it didn't matter. Like, I started using accounting when I was just a W-2 employee. I didn't have a business. I didn't have investments. I didn't have shit. I just had a paycheck. But once I talked to an accountant, instead of using TurboTax or fucking H&R Block or whoever, I realized that, oh, there's a lot of programs that I actually qualify for that I just didn't know.
Or just straight up deductions that H&R Block. And by the way, go weigh your H&R Block fee or buying like the full software from TurboTax and shit against just getting an accountant during tax season.
About the same.
It's going to
But
cost
your
you about the
accountant-
same, and you're going to make so much more.
Here's the best thing
using the
about an accountant. Accountant will be like, okay, here's your rough draft of your taxes. What do you think? And I'm like, well, I think I need more money back. And they're like, okay, hold on a sec. And they come back a day or two later and like, I got you another $150. I'm like, fucking done. Why? Because that covers half my tax liability to my accountant. Like, and all you have to do is ask. They'll find a way. That's their job.
Look, we had a stellar first real year at the store and had to do the taxes. My wife makes decent money and all that kind of stuff. And we hired an accountant to handle our taxes, and the IRS owes me $6,000.
That's what I'm saying.
So, which
Yeah.
I still don't have, IRS.
They're quick to take it.
Oh, they're real fast.
You have
Take
a
it.
deadline, but we'll give it back to you when we feel
Dude.
it's okay.
I ever tell you about
Fuck.
the Franchise Tax Board of California?
Jazz, what's really happening
A
right
fucking
now
nightmare.
is they gave all the tax money to Ukraine. And so now they're just waiting for people to pay their taxes that are
Bank
due
account's
so they
fucking
can pay
empty,
you.
isn't it, bitch.
You get it back next year with those new hikes.
That's what the hikes are for. They cover their liabilities.
My fault.
It's our fault. Yeah.
People are figuring it out.
I fucking hate people.
Like, this country essentially started because of a 1 cent tax.
Yep.
And now we're talking about 37% of $700,000.
plus 200,000.
No. So you were
A
going to
revolution happened because of 1 cent
So
on
if you
tea.
read that,
It's
Scott caught
37.
it too. and
It's
that's what made
37%
me-
No, it's 200
over.
No.
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 It's 200 grand.
So if you make
Plus-
$750,000, there is a flat rate you are going to fucking pay.
It's like
Yeah.
198,000.
But it's
You're gonna pay
37% for every
for
fucking
every
dollar.
penny over 750 grand, you're
Fucking
paying 37%
bananas.
On top of
every
that
dollar.
200 grand.
On top of the 200 grand you
So
just pay.
you would clear 330. So it would be better for you just to make 400,000.
Do the math,
Then
man.
700.
What's Elon paying in taxes next year? Let's do the math.
They don't do their fair
Nothing.
share.
So they're effectively
Yeah.
paying between a 26 and 27% tax rate.
I think Elon
Flat.
put out his tax bill last year and he paid something like
Well, no, the
$352
math on
million.
that, the rough math on 200,000 out of 750 is 26.66666%.
Right. You're paying 26
26 or 27 round numbers because I'm rounding what I'm dividing. And then if you make more, you have to pay 37% on anything more you pay.
Absolutely.
After you already paid 26%.
Yeah. So the debate topic is,
And a 1 cent
is
tax.
taxation theft?
Yes.
And a 1 cent tax on tea is what started this country. What
Hey,
the
wait a minute.
fuck happened?
By the way,
It's a good question,
that's
bro.
just the IRS.
Yeah.
That doesn't, now we live in Texas.
That's not
So there's
FICA and all that other bullshit. Yep.
That is just the IRS income tax. Then you've still got Medicare, Medicaid, FICA, SSI. Like
Yep.
you're still paying
Property
all of that.
tax.
Now we live in a state with property tax that we pay annually. All of us here own homes.
Yep.
So you're paying all that.
What about sales tax?
Then depending on what city and or county you're in,
Yep.
you pay a different tax rate.
Thanks a lot, Guadalupe.
Oh, it gets better. Then states will do things like, oh, we're going to pass a sin tax. Now, you guys ship nationally and have accounts nationally, which means that they're in some states. My favorite cigar, the Garrison 556 Crew. You can find them at warfightertobacco.com. That retails for,
$10 for
There-
a Toro.
I think the Crown is like $8.65 or something.
$9.25.
$9.25. It's a $9.25
Inflation.
MSRP cigar.
Correct.
Now you are aware, and I am aware of states where I could go into that humidor and it's a $15 cigar.
I just had this conversation in Mississippi because
and by the way, that difference is all going to your state.
Yeah.
Nobody sees any of that.
I
Yep.
had a couple customers.
If that's not theft, I don't know what the fuck is.
I had a couple customers at Spring Street ask about the Victory cigar, which is one of my favorite cigars that we have to offer. And I tell them, I'm like, the MSRP on this cigar is $17.76 because that's the price of freedom. I was like, unfortunately, it doesn't carry over in taxes because they retail for about $20 a stick in Mississippi because of their state import tax.
Yep.
Everything that you are buying or using or have acquired has been taxed.
Multiple times.
Probably 6 times before it gets in your
Yep.
hand.
Yep.
So you got to think on average, you're probably paying like 60 cents on the dollar in tax.
Why just steal shit, man? Just fucking steal shit, bro.
Fuck, you don't even get arrested half the time now. With all the
Nowadays,
laws.
it's cool, dude. Nowadays,
Is it more than a
they're all about
grand?
it. Well, no, dude. I
Theft,
just run out, and as soon as I do, I say I identify as a woman. They're like, oh, that's a weirdo.
Oh, we can't. Okay, we'll just let him go.
my
this'll be weird.
pronouns are Zimzer, and you're good, dude. You just steal shit.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. So there's the campaign I want to fucking see. I want
Fucking
to. I
A.
want to see fucking tax law awareness. Like
Fucking
know where your
A.
money's fucking going, and then figure out how to fuck them. Hashtag bankrupt the IRS.
Like what?
Like fucking.
Why do accountants need social media management? The accountants need a social media campaign. Just doing exactly what you're describing right now.
Yeah.
Like imagine if they got a viral video that's like, I'll save you $1,000 a year,
Yep.
but it's legit. Like
Guarantee you, people would be like, TurboTax who?
I guarantee you the social media companies will demonetize
100%.
these people and they will restrict them from doing paid advertising.
100%.
You're fucking-
You just fucked this episode.
Oh, fucking whatever.
Let's be real. This episode was fucked from Jump Street.
have you listened to this podcast before? What was the original debate topic?
What one item, if removed overnight, would cause mass chaos in
the
society?
IRS.
Taxes.
No, there would not be mass chaos.
No, everybody would be really happy.
They'd be happy. There'd be parties in the streets.
The government would be.
Chaos could be
Bad
awesome,
boy.
dude. Doesn't mean it's got to be a bad thing.
You know, it just depends on which
I bet
side
you
of the
we'd have
chaos you're on.
I bet you a bigger party would happen if that shit went down than a fucking war. You know what I mean? Think about VE Day, multiply it by 1 billion. Motherfuckers are stoked. You mean I'm not paying taxes anymore? This is the greatest fucking
Let's go
place
to the bar.
ever. Let's go get fucking trashed. This is gonna be awesome. It's like that fucking that South Park episode when Obama won. Well, they're all just in the streets. Yeah. Yeah. Do the same thing. Anyways,
That really happened, though.
it did happen.
Yeah, and now people look back and they're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, how'd that turn out? Fuck face. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you know what? I think we've beat this one to death, and you guys all know taxation's theft. It is what it is. You know, and if you haven't figured it out yet, read a fucking book. Look it up. And I agree. with Jazz. I think we need an awareness campaign on fucking tax code. So,
Like that should be a class in high school.
Yeah.
Like here's how you do your
Bro.
taxes.
yeah.
Or here's how you don't do your taxes. Just start with that.
Oh, here's how you do your taxes. Call an accountant.
How many times I had to tell Marines that were like, oh, I'm claiming married in 2. And I'm like, why? And they're like, I'm claiming my wife and me so I don't pay that much in taxes. I'm like, okay. Don't bitch next year when your fucking refunds fuck all. You know, and I just have to tell them and be like, look, man, if you want a big refund, it's
It just
married.
depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your money. You want to keep it. You want to fucking
Totally understand it.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it needs to be taught in school.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, don't teach me about global economy factors.
But don't teach me the basic bullshit of like, here's how you fill out
Here's a
1040
1040
easy.
No, real taxes.
Yeah.
So
Talk to me about deductions.
instead,
Talk to me about tax planning.
I took 4 years of math and not a bit of it fucking covered me on fucking taxes.
Not at all.
But I can look at the IRS and say Y = MX plus B will figure out the line that you fucking are about to cross, motherfucker. Pissing me off.
You want to know what? I'm going to raise my glass. Fuck the IRS. Thanks for being my freedom friend, boys. Like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends to do her fucking tax homework.
Yes. Please and thank you.
Call a goddamn accountant.
Fucking A. It's not hard, guys. You know, we do these debates. We create world problems. Not this time, actually. This world problem's been
It
fucking.
wasn't much of a debate either. It was
No.
all of us just kind of going.
You want to know what? It was a fucking clinic, and I'm
Yeah.
here for it, baby. All right. So, like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons, and all that shit, boys. 3 little things. Words to live by, if you will. John?
Smoke on. I got it. It was the right one.
It was. Scotty?
Drink it.
And goddamn it, kids.
Freedom to fuck on.
Later.